Oh. What the freak? It might be because I just brushed my teeth like not too long ago. Anyway, welcome back to my Petscop reaction series. I've been told, I don't know what video this was on or who said this, but I've been told that I'm gonna really like Petscop 21, the one we're reacting to today. So we'll see about that, alright? That is the whole point of this. We're reacting to it. I'm seeing the video. Anyway, here we have Petscop 21, 3 minutes and 10 seconds. This better be a good 3 minutes and 10 seconds, because oh boy. Let's go in then. Anything new in the description? There is. It just says the sign. That makes me think then that this is gonna be, because I saw in Petscop 19, there was a recording called Care Dancing Sign, and I know we're still viewing the recordings, because we went back to the sound test menu in the last one. So I think we might be viewing Brother, look what it says on my screen right now. And this is in Gen 8, so we know that the New Maker plane is a thing in this gen, and we know that Care is playing right now. So let's, I guess, watch. And like I said, this better be a good 3 minutes and 10 seconds, because otherwise, I'm not gonna do anything. Anyway, Care Dancing Sign. Let's get it. Okay, we're in the sign room, so we know what Care Dancing Sign is referring to, other than the dancing part. Care just ran into the wall, and now we're just standing at the window. Okay, here we go. We're on the move. We're kind of going left and right, back and forth. What the freak? What is happening? This kind of mimics what we saw Care do. Owen Cool 51 just uploaded something. What is that? Oh, I see. For those of you who are confused, I'm using my phone to record, so. But anyway, as I was saying, this kind of mimics what we saw back in Petscop 19 when Care was just going left and right, back and forth. So it seems like Care really likes doing that. Care is like the most unserious player of this game I've ever seen. We're still doing this. Oh, we're doing something different. Nope. What the? What is happening? Care, what are you doing? Now we're just walking it. What is happening? Bro, what is going on? It's literally just Care Dancing Sign, unless like something's about to happen near the end, which knowing Petscop, that is something they would do. Alright, well, we're just gotta watch Care back and forth, I guess. Oh, wait, whoa, we're going over here now? We can go behind the signs? I didn't even know we could do that. Do we need to know that? Is that like important? I also wonder if the Care Dancing Sign stuff is gonna be like linked to like when we find like the puzzle block for this room, because I don't think we found the one for this room yet. So when we do, is this gonna be like important for understanding that? Which I will talk about this later. I think I know like last episode's puzzle and what it unlocked and all the stuff behind that. So I'll talk about that in the theory crafting session after the reaction. But yeah, I don't know. We're just kind of circling around doing weird stuff. Ridiculous. Oh, now we're going over here. Oh, no, we're just back in the middle. What does this mean? Why is this here? What am I supposed to make of this? Do I need to know the specific dance that Care is doing? What, like, I don't know any of that. I don't know what the freak this is. Yeah, well, we're kinda, okay, well now we're just, every time I try to describe what's happening, they do something else. I don't know what's going on. But I do like the music though, it's kinda groovy. Maybe that's why Care's dancing to it. Hey, going back and forth now. Stop. Going to the side now, probably, yep. Going behind the sign now. It's time to dance divinely. That's not even a real English word. Okay, well there's the end of my English. Alright, this is kinda boring me. I thought you said I was gonna like this one. I can't call your name out because I don't remember who said that. Okay, so now we're back in the center, and we keep running into that wall. Why do we keep running into that window specifically? Because there's all these windows in this room. Why that one? Okay, we're going back and forth now. Yep, going back and forth now. It's very clearly like a set of specific movements. I don't know, maybe we have to like replicate these, which this is a very complex series of movements to replicate, if so. But if this has to do with the puzzle block, I can see like having to recreate the movements to match this, like having something to do with the puzzle. I don't know, but I'm trying to find meaning in this, because this is a big nothing burger of an episode, to be honest. Now we're spinning. Oh, okay, I don't know what we're doing now. Kinda messing around. Oh, what the? Okay, that was a bit of a new movement. Alright. Yeah, I don't know what this dance is supposed to be. We're spinning in a circle, going over here, behind the sign. I don't know. Oh, we go behind it twice? Okay, well now we're doing a whole bunch of weird movements. What the freak? What is all this? Are we gonna spin behind it twice? Oh, okay, I thought we'd go back behind the first sign like we did the previous time that Care did that movement, but then they switched it up on me. Anyone who's not paying attention has no idea what I'm talking about right now. What is the point of this? Because they're not just gonna upload a nothing burger of a Petscop video without there being some deeper hidden meaning behind it, right? There has to be something in this. All right, now we're walking forward. Hi, how you doing? Oh, is that seriously? What the freak was that? Well, I guess that's the end. What does this episode mean? What is the purpose of this? Because there has to be, right? There has to be a purpose behind this. The only thing I can think of, though, is that this could be related to, like, a block puzzle. Aside from that, this was kind of a waste of my time. But I know it's not a complete waste of time, because I know Petscop is smarter than that. I know Petscop is smarter than to waste my time. I'll have to look into this. Definitely, because I'm lost with this one. Anyway, I'm gonna stop yapping, because I think I'm just repeating myself now. So we're gonna go over to the theory craft session. Yo, this is the theory crafting session. We're here. So firstly, I want to go back to Petscop 17, because I want to talk about the room impulse, and about maybe some new context that is provided, like, by way of the... I think the recordings give some context to room impulse that we can sort of use, because it seems like the room impulse mode and the recordings are both set in these different gens. And so what I was thinking is, like, maybe, because we know Petscop can replicate movements, and so I'm thinking room impulse is like the recorded movements of these people that can be reused elsewhere, but that's besides the point. My point is that I'm thinking the reason why there were only, like, certain playable characters, because I mentioned this before, there's only certain playable characters in the room impulse mode. So I'm thinking that's because there are certain people you can play as in certain gens, and you can only play as the ones in the gen you selected. If that makes any sense. I think that's kind of what's going on here. So that's just kind of what I wanted to talk about with that. Next up, I want to talk about something that I noticed while I was rewatching Petscop 11. Paul goes on this rant. I'm going to play the rant here.
Clockwise, the top is going to the right, and then, the bottom is going to the left. Right? And so it's going to say, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, or, you turn this thing to the right. And I mean, I still get confused about that. Because, I know it's always the top, but, I still have to think. I have to think.
And he goes on this rant about clock hands and left and right, which I still have to go back and find other instances of him talking about left and right, but that one kind of stuck out to me because that directly relates back to the controls, and here's how. Paul talks about when it's at the top, it goes to the left, and when it's at the bottom, it goes to the right. That's kind of what we see represented in the controls. So if a clock hand is at the top, it moves towards the left. And then if it's at the bottom, it moves towards the right. And that's why the controls are reversed, because it's got a different system to it. It's where the clock hands would be going and in what direction they would be going. So that's why they're reversed. That's very confusing, and I don't know why Rainer decided to do it this way, but that's what it is. And like I said, I still have to go through and find other instances of Paul getting his left and right mixed up. I'll probably talk about that at the beginning of next episode, so don't worry, I'll come back to that. Hi, I just want to quickly course correct my explanation here. So the reason why the controls are reversed is because, and this is very specific, that is the position the clock hand has to be in to start moving in the direction that, is labeled on the controls. So it's very particular and it's very specific. And honestly, I'm thinking it might not even be correct because of how incredibly specific it is. But anyway, just thought I'd, correct myself, and now we can move on to the next thing. Next up, I want to talk about Petscop 20,
which, I mean, I kind of already did, but a different thing. I want to talk about the windmill puzzle. So we know how the puzzle works, and we know how it's connected to the even care room. We have that picture, and then that obviously relates to the screen in the New Maker plane, and those both depict the windmill being in a grassy field. Well, they both depict a grassy field anyway. They don't both depict the windmill. Although, them not both depicting the windmill could be a hint, because we know that the windmill can disappear, so it could be like, that could be the connection there. I don't know, I'm going off on a rant about stuff that I wasn't even meant to talk about. Anyway, how the puzzle works is obviously we have to go through the floor on the camera, and we have to turn around to find that puzzle block. And that's where the puzzle kind of stumped me, and I don't know how I didn't figure this out immediately, but basically I think solving that puzzle and finding that puzzle block gives you Tonith. And I think that's how Marvin got Tonith. And I would talk about the subtitles here, but there's literally nothing in the subtitles. It seems like every time Care speaks, or at least like in Petscop 18 and 20, when I've heard Care speak, the subtitles just say faint voice of child. They don't actually tell me what they're saying, it's just faint voice of child. So if anyone knows like what Care is saying in both those instances, and if there are other instances that I'm not remembering off the top of my head, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna go now. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye!